hello everyone, and welcome to the Redstone Quarry podcast, episode 53. I can be happy again, but I don't know, like we were already happy last time. Still think it's pretty cool. I've been doing this for a year now.
Yay, a year and a week.
Yeah, basically.
Where
Let me
we
check.
is the bot, me and one other guy, right?
Yes. 1 year ago was a Friday night. I think actually it's maybe the very night we recorded it, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that true?
Might be.
Like let's check TRQ one. What is technical Minecraft? December 13th. That's actually when it was released on
But
this day.
Maybe we should first
Oh,
introduce ourselves.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Might not be a very bad idea.
Yes. So,
Hi, I'm Enemy.
I'm Niels.
I'm obviously not Raph.
and I'm Wout, and Ralph doesn't get that the whole trying to be original part really doesn't work after like 10 episodes, but oh well. Oh well.
And also
So-
Micro used to do that a lot.
Oh,
We
sure.
haven't it's been a while since we did one where we like introduced like each other as another person. Like I'm Wout and Wout was Niels and Niels was me, stuff like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
even remember doing that. But oh well, we should probably get going. So, today we will be discussing a bunch of stuff. So I don't even know why I introduced that, but let's start out of all stuff with the follow-up, which expectedly, as expected, is a bit much this week. But we'll get through it if my YouTube wants to load. There we go. So yeah, that was our 52nd episode. Thanks a lot for everyone for commenting. We'll try to go over most of them, I guess. do you-
Also, some of you guys pointed out we hit 250 subscribers, which is very awesome.
Oh, yes, indeed. I also noticed that.
Yay. Let's
People
do a
like
mini
s-
wave.
I feel like it has to stagnate at some point. I feel like the technical Minecraft, like people who really listen to this stuff and try to stay up to date with it, I feel like it must simply be such a small group that we have to saturate this market fairly quickly. So
Yeah.
like with technical Minecraft videos, you can still like there's lots of people who probably watch them who don't have a clue what's going on, but just find it cool. But like this is
And then
just like
oh, this is cool, let's share it. And then, I don't know how it works.
I don't think there's a problem with that at all. But like this
No,
is a
that's
very
no problem, but listening 1.5 hours to something you don't understand.
yeah.
I
It's just a
think
bit
there are less
boring.
people who would do that.
Yes. So I'm wondering how long this will keep going. I wonder if like we've been doing this for 1 year, 250. I don't think we'll reach 1,000 within another year, which wouldn't be crazy for a normal
I
YouTube
don't think
channel.
there's enough people for that.
Yeah, see, like I think I
But-
think normal
but to
growth
be
wise
honest,
would
like,
work, but just
I-
the market is just too small.
I never really cared much about the subscriber count. Sure, it's cool if you guys listen to us, but even if there are like 2 people listening, I would still be sitting here and talking. So
Yes, because Enemy has a
Otherwise
lot of
you would be
interesting things to
standing.
say.
Yay. He just wants to get them out, no matter if no
Enemy
one's
will sit
listening.
his ground.
Enemy, you should talk to a wall.
Enemy is so desperate he will do anything.
Yeah, basically.
He will
Do his
turn
more
into
than
our
nothing.
friend, which
okay.
is weird because he's normally our enemy.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
What a joke.
Let's actually start with some follow up. We asked about guests that you guys would like to see. We had quite a lot of suggestions. Not sure
Mango
we should name them all because they take a little bit.
No, let's not name them, just say that. Well,
Mango suggested test, but I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
And one of the popular suggestions was one of the Excepro members, so Panda, Spy, Sucker, or Cube.
Yes.
Quite a
Or
while ago, we
some
asked
combination of
Senkan,
them.
and back then he didn't want to.
Yeah,
because
actually,
he
I'll
doesn't
Sankarn
like
again this week, and
podcasts and so.
he's okay with me telling me that. Like, he has reasons that he doesn't want to be on the podcast, and but to know more about that, I guess you should ask him personally. But like, I don't see him
Did
getting
you
on
also-
there anytime soon.
did he also ask when Wout won't make it for once, or? that he
No,
will- Oh yeah, oh Wout is not there. Okay,
I
then
will,
come.
I will fight the French winds in the Alps and the crickets on the French mountains.
Level
well.
18 Towel Warrior.
And you know I am level 18.
I know.
I do know.
I know. Jesus Christ. And I also battle the bad internet connection from the bathroom and anywhere in the house except for outside, apparently.
I don't
That's
complain.
interesting.
Enemy has way better internet. Used to have way better internet connection. It would take like a week to upload something.
Well, actually, I mean, I can't complain. I actually got to do it. Like, I really wasn't sure about it when I went there because I mean, you guys recorded this pretty late, so I didn't want to like wake up the owners or my parents or anything. But well, on the outside, it went alright. Like, basically, like the garden was on the like basically the owner slept on the other side of the house from the garden. So like, yeah. As a result, I could just sit in the garden and be sure I didn't keep them up. I really hope I didn't. That would actually be really stupid. Oh well. But yeah, that's other stuff aside, I guess. What were we gonna do? Yeah, let's just continue going through the comments. So yeah, those are some suggested guests. There's also, well, I guess there's one guest in particular we would like to get on recently, but well, that may take a while. But the problem is,
Charcoal just tested himself.
like
Also good.
well, yeah. Sorry,
I'm not
Charcoal.
sure if
Not
that
for now.
person is that charcoal. If that person is really, if he can make it, because maybe he's too busy. Maybe he doesn't want himself.
But well, his
Too
comment
busy,
got
yes.
two likes or upvotes or thumbs up or where it's called on YouTube. I don't see any other comment that got 2 of them. So
Well, I don't know. Does he make videos? I don't actually know. He actually has made some videos. Yeah, he actually still makes videos actively on Docs Realms. Oh, these are the Thanksgiving UHCs. Oh yeah, these are the ones I participate in. Like, okay, never mind. Yeah, basically I participate in some UHCs with this community about surrounding their realms and stuff. So yeah. Oh well.
Side note: she in the building. Why does your comment get marked as spam?
Did you unmark it already? Because I don't see it actually. Oh.
I just approved it.
Okay, let me reload the page then.
can you set a default where nothing gets marked as spam? Maybe that would be good.
I don't know. I'm not sure if you.
Also, I wonder why
find
his
it yet.
comment got marked as spam or not.
Oh, because there's a
like,
YouTube link in there.
Oh, I know, not like Yewe or something. It would have been like way more obvious.
Yes, you just
I
mark
think
anything from Yewe as spam if it contains less than a sentence. Like less than 100 characters.
I think
Instead of like too
if
much.
it's if you don't comment too often on a channel and then the first time you post a link, maybe
I
then
don't
the
know. It
things-
depends. Like I know some like you can actually configure it so it just hides all links. I don't know. Either way, we should probably also get to Yewe's bottom comment, which is a bit of a long one. So Wout needs to get paid for the use of his naming scheme. Oh, I'll think about that. I'm starting to think Raf's laugh is beating enemy, maybe. Also, my grammar isn't bad. I just don't care about annoying stuff like the apostrophes and or the dots. Also, I know that it was actually fixed. I read through the changelog too. I think he was talking about like the following send thing, but I just didn't know. My 12% were a total fail. I meant 1 out of 13 where I won't calculate that now. Yeah, but this is why it's useful if you like give context to it. Because I see 12 lines responding to 1 hour and 20 of minutes of us talking. But I'm always wondering what you're doing before the podcast, Niels. Where is that chat from? This is actually kind of funny because we were just discussing if we should upload the pre-show at some point because we don't do jack
What
shit.
in the background footage.
Well, I don't know. Like, he's talking about pre-show stuff. Like we
Pre-show
recorded this 1 hour after we joined World on TeamSpeak roughly. So yeah, we
What's
could
the
do better.
exact comment that you're talking about?
I'm always wondering what you are doing before the podcast, Niels. Where is that chat from? It's from Yewe. It's the first comment.
Well, the chat you see in the screen, that has nothing to do with what we do before podcast. Because the recording, that's just on a random day.
Well, basically before podcast we do pre-show where we talk about various subjects. For example,
That's a
today
good
we had
description. Various subjects.
acceleration and we are talking about languages and stuff. Not
I
getting too much into it because it's it's too much.
Pre-show is
for the podcast.
basically we all want to start, but then this person still has to go, and then
Yeah,
there's
that's
someone
kind of
else
how
who
it goes.
still wants to get something,
And then enemy starts talking about nuclear propelled
that was half the
rockets,
conversation.
spaceships,
and then we
stuff.
want to start.
And me, it was
Yes,
flabbergasted
now we want to
that
start.
people would
Okay, let's go.
do that.
Let's
That's
do it.
how pre-show sounds like.
Yeah, so it's not that interesting. Ender crystals can't be pushed anymore, really sadly. Well, maybe I just did it wrong too, though. I
Well,
will actually try slime block pushing and see if it gives different results, first of all.
A lot of other people corrected him. You can actually push them. I think.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, they were,
Sean was guns for a lot of people, apparently. Oh, no, sorry,
No,
Sheen.
like Myron also said it
I don't see Marin's comments. Oh well, maybe he said it later on.
somewhere.
Either way,
Robbie
Yeah.
commented that his brain needs around 72 hours to boot and runs super slow. Maybe you should replace it with an SSD.
Yeah.
I think we may have to move on to Banana Popper's answer to the questions. Being the first question, I don't even know what the first question was. Let me quickly pull them up. What was your favorite background footage? Being episode 51 and 52.
Yay.
52 is Slime Farm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
51 is also Slime Farm.
He asked in a previous episode comment about the rates of those, and I've tried to make like a longer test, but yeah, people log on and play on the server. Really
Okay.
Maybe you should
inconvenient.
do it on the test server.
Yeah, I should just copy the chunks and do it somewhere else, but so far I haven't gotten around to do it or forgot about it and so on. So I will try to not
Okay.
forget this week.
Well, for question 2, he which episode had the best guest? He nominates episode 15, which I have to look up right now.
Isn't that what you are?
No, that's
Possibly,
12.
but it doesn't want to
12.
pull it up. Oh no, it's
Myron.
Quarry's featuring Myron and Jess. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
actually,
that's a
I
fun
guess
one.
that's
My
okay.
memory isn't that bad. Whoa.
Nice. Well, I would have a clue. Also, he suggests, well, for question 3, the question was, which episode had the best show notes? The most important one of all the TRQ awards, so needless to say, and the one's easiest to judge.
Question mark.
Yes, he has no clue. Which episode was best overall? And for that
It
category, he
basically means
nominates.
he doesn't look at the show notes.
For that category, he nominates episode 15 and 21. 15 was Quarry's. 21, I will look up right now. Farm Talk featuring Zycraft. So it looks like he likes the guest ones a lot. Also, he says, congrats on 1 year. Thanks. And yeah, again, for question 5, the guest he nominates Spire, Panda, Ray, and Ilmango. So all Tipcard members definitely seem to be liked, as well as some of the other active people around here, like Ray and Mango. So, well, I think we can talk about guests and stuff once we're done with all the comments, maybe, and like what we should do.
Okay, like at the end of the podcast would make sense. Kind of, maybe.
Yeah,
do a
or just
follow-up.
after the comments, I would say.
And the
So
follow
like,
up.
yeah, like I would
It's
after we
follow-up
discuss all the
stuff.
comments. Yeah, basically.
Also,
So then
the-
there's another comment by Yebe, and maybe we should start skipping them from now on. I don't know. Something about Jel's Translocator Marathon. Oh my god. Yeah, I've seen Ruby use the Archon with his CBP, also ran into issues with the 2k like character limit. I don't know, I'm so far behind on CBP, maybe I just don't know anymore. Warning for everybody who reads these comments to this point, our mushroom farm has a few problems such as solid blocks on the same line, and the collection
Mushroom
also
farm.
has some problems which we were able to fix. Overall, it seems like the speed is still better than with Mango's farm, though. I don't understand what I just said, but you guys probably do. So
basically, what he means is, by now, after the comment was written, he got a better blusher, I guess you call it, that is smaller and doesn't have any solid blocks on the spawn layer, and also with the collection that's not proper tested yet, but it's also 1 block smaller, so you can fit 4 layers into the lowest sub chunk and it would still work. That's very awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not properly tested and everything, so.
Roby, let me resettle this for once and for all. That applies to everyone. You can make up to 5 comments without being ignored. If you have more than 5 things to comment, you should probably make them into a text file or something and send it to us directly. Just yell at some of us in Twitter.
No. Then you should use Wout's tweet chain stuff on Twitter.
Please don't.
yes,
then-
of course.
No, it takes
No.
lots of time to make that. So if they want to, that's why they're kind of forced to making it shorter. And if you have more than
And
5
it
comments,
takes loads
just
of time to favorite that.
Mark as
He
red.
attempts to, yes. Oh well.
Didn't you say that in you have tweet deck, Definitely you can just easily just next one and then F, next one F, next one F.
Yes, exactly. So
Mhm.
basically, maybe we should move on from that. And yes. So go to the next comment because you're taking up way too much of our time. So for next comment, the best background footage is definitely Wout's 2-year-old OCTC PvP footage that he used over 3 times. Oh, sorry, wrong channel. I never reused footage. I never did. I start where I ended last time. If you pay good attention to the footage which I use on my channel for like channel updates and a bunch of things.
Do you
I
make the
noticed that.
cuts like second precise?
Yes,
'Cause I
second. Well,
usually
I
just-
made them frame precise, in fact, but I just got them on
Ooh.
a second.
Because I normally do. I make a new one. Ooh, I forgot where I was last time with background footage. I opened up last week.
I have a
About
text file where I keep
1
like all the
hour,
timestamps.
1 hour 8 minutes. About
I can
that.
open it up right now.
This is about right. I and O, and then drag the video thing. That's really
Where's
easy.
this thing? Gameplay footage OC network. Gameplay
Zero,
schedule.
maybe you should start a blog with all
0,
your
0,
comments.
0 to 0 to 17 average overload. 0 to 17 to 0 10 28 stream announcement 1 4th of September 14.
Is there
0
not in the
10 28.
spreadsheet?
It's not a pressure spreadsheet, just TXT. 0 10 28 to
Pointed.
0 11 39 stream announcement 2. 0 11 39 to 0 13 31 conspiracy UHZ1. 0 13
Okay.
31 0 15
Exactly.
09
Right,
TRQ
right.
announcements.
Can we keep
and
going?
so on and so forth. I've
I
only
know
used a third of the footage up till now, like only 20 minutes out of the 60 minutes, so I still have some time and stuff to do. Yeah.
Happy for Wout.
Yay. Indeed. Yeah, don't tell me that. But he does since he refers to my PvP footage though, I will definitely consider it as a nomination for episode 7 if I'm not mistaken, where my fabulous PvP footage was actually used. And you could see me falling to my death and stuff. So if you like that, you can watch that. But that's episode 7 of TRQ Evolution of Farms. But I will definitely count it as a nomination for best background footage. So then we have Roberto
But
saying
I think I still win with best background footage.
yes. So then we have Roberto saying
Yay.
I guess that what's missing so far is definitely TT. Yeah, actually maybe that's a good idea. We'll think about it.
Let's drag
Then-
him into the channel.
yes. So when talking then Roby says, when talking about being inactive, never mention tests. Then the better Marin and Mango together. Sorry, Marin and Mango. If he is active, we are happy. If not, some people forget him when talking about inactive tech YouTubers. Cuff TRQ cuff. Sure.
We do a podcast every week, and Mango is pretty active.
Yeah, but
Mango is like
so Marin
active.
as well.
Monday a tree farm, Wednesday a new tree farm. Like half a tick
On
faster.
Saturday, a new tree farm. 500 blocks faster.
Yeah, but Thursday you already built it.
Also, for the best episode, Roby Toby nominates every episode with 200 plus reply comments. Do Niels actually have? Do you know which episodes had those?
I think I can look it up.
Okay. In the meanwhile, we can look into other stuff. Actually, I'm going to take a bit from the description. I feel like I want to use a bit of it later on. Oh, don't put it there. Put it here. All right. So for the best background footage so far, we have nominees 51, 52, and 7. Then for best guest, we have 15. That's not a lot, I have to say. Oh, touched the mic, sorry. So then, as for best show notes, we have nothing yet.
It looks like only 2 episodes in week 18 and in week 22. I cannot see it per video. How many? Oh wait, I can easily see that. Episode 25
18 has
and
11.
No, week 18. Episode 21 and episode 25.
Okay.
21 has 233 comments and 25 is 281.
Problem is though, they're not all reply comments.
Doesn't matter.
The big chain is 190
I
has
cannot
193
look
replies.
It
I
doesn't
cannot
matter
look at
about.
it.
Well,
I can only see
he says
total.
200 reply comments, but there's only 100. Actually, no, we can
Well,
count
there
all
are
of them
only
together
two-
maybe.
there are only two.
193 plus 3
Wout,
plus 1
Wout,
plus 4. Yeah, okay,
Oh,
it actually was you.
Wout,
Yes.
Wout. There are only 2 episodes plus 200 total.
Okay, so we will
we
just
only have
count
to do-
for best overall. Robbie nominates 21 and 25, and Banana Popper nominates 15, also 21. Okay. And then as for the guests, we've seen lots already. Spare, and I won't put Sanko on the list for, and I think will we put Sanko and Test on the list?
I think we can invite Test.
I think both of them are pretty inaccessible at this point.
Yep.
I'm not gonna put it on the list for now. So Spire Panda, Mango, Ray, Cube, DT, and I think that's everyone mentioned up to this point.
Mango?
Yeah. Spire, Panda, Mango, Ray, Cube, DT. So then we move on. Don't forget my super amazing 20% design done in Survival Wither Killer. I do not know what he's talking about, so I'll just. Hey, he says hashtag blame Wout. What's that? I don't even know.
Probably
didn't
true.
Probably irrelevant. Kamelmooks
I
are
don't
always
care.
cheating. Enemy, I think you just found your new best friend. I don't know what my favorite episode was, but I think number 1 was fun. Let's see what Yewe says. So the best overall one, suggested by Yewe. The best show note, I don't quite remember the one which is still missing them, but that were the best show notes because they made Magno watch the video. Although he hadn't even been watching back then. Okay, I'll definitely add that one. I think that's 10. I'm not sure. I may
So
have
those
been-
are all the suggestions, and then
Actually, 10 has just totally missing show notes, so that's 1.
no. I listened to it. I sent you the notes I made. You just have to find links for them.
Really? Let me check my folder.
Yes, because
Maybe-
after a long while we looked. Yeah, wait. Let's just do that. I have some time. Let's listen to it. And
I do not
listened
have
through it.
episode 10 folder on my computer.
I know, but I send it in Skype.
In the
Way
TRQ
back.
chat or in the Niels chat?
I have no clue. But it's long ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Load, 1 year.
Luckily, I have.
Be
a
back in a
free
year,
spin,
people.
a
My
free
Skype
spin.
just crashed, I think. Oh no, I meant it's loading. 8,000 messages.
October, September.
When was 10? Like late January, right? Oh man. Oh, damn, actually, we did
July.
have a lot of notes back then, I'll admit. Holy moly. Oh well. January.
I'm surprised. I didn't knew we talked so much in this chat.
No, that actually doesn't.
Or
surprise me
is
at
it
all.
mostly just massive show notes?
I see some Niels, some from you, Niels.
Okay,
I
but
didn't
while you guys are talking about
You
it,
know what?
so
We'll
maybe I
discuss
can
a
read
lot
out
next
another
time.
comment.
We'll try to get to these show notes at some point, but for now, we'll just look at the ones which are missing.
Oh yeah,
Ray's
I found
comment-
it on the 7th of the 8th of April.
Yeah, sure. Just send it again to me, and then this time in Niels chat.
Oh,
and
this
in the TRQ chat.
follow-up is dragging on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're trying to get through all. So you guys discuss another comments while we find all of the episodes with lacking
Ray
show notes.
commented that that all the problems with villa cages being unstable with unloading and so on can be avoided, and all the other problems as well. So just that, yeah, I guess so. But some stuff you cannot account for, like sometimes you crash and then you get unloaded and so on. So there's always some problems that you never can get really rid of.
Well,
and
in
so
our
on, but-
case, we kind of have, like, the server does not really crash that much.
Well, the client can crash. But
The
whatever.
console client does not crash that much. Now that we have them on the server itself, pretty
Yeah,
hard
but
that it will go offline.
It's a very specific case. Also, he pointed out that the 12 ender bug was fixed, and we didn't mention it. Yeah, that kind of slipped through.
Well, I think we'll get to the next episode, right? Sorry, in the
Yeah,
news. There was an video
he
about kind
also points out that he really liked the background footage of the spawn area from us. And
but
when
which one is
Ultimated
that?
Redstone was a guest, it's episode 12.
Episode 12 for the guests.
Yeah.
Okay, but then what about?
The spawn food.
Best
Spawn,
Yeah, like
episode
what spawn
he-
footage?
It doesn't specify specific episode, so Niels would have to look it up, but it doesn't really matter to me. Also, he
Neil's
liked the
spawn
episodes where he
area.
covered one topic specifically. I also really like them. The problem with that is if you have to do like kind of broader topic like mob farming or something, because if you talk about like one certain type of mob farm, it wouldn't be enough to talk like over 1 hour about it. And if you take these broad topics, you run out of topic kind of quick. So that's why we adjust a little bit. Sure, but I think it would be fun to do one of those again sometime soon. Maybe.
Topics. Yeah,
If
we
you have
said
a
we
really cool
talked about
topic, we
that in the beginning. Yeah, we should
want
do
to hear
one.
about.
We should really prepare a lot for it. And yeah, we basically never do that until now. Yeah. Now it's mostly just follow up and follow up.
Also, he says, I think it would be cool if you had someone that makes few or no videos but enjoys technical Minecraft come on as a guest and comment an episode with you guys.
Joey?
We I think we already had that a couple of times.
Sure. Specific person maybe.
That's a fan.
Do you have someone specific in mind? I don't know. Amiga Easy also commented and thanked us for mentioning him. And he also points out that you can blaze rails and redstone components and pistons, whatever face they're on, but they pop off once the piston retracts. Which, yeah, I still don't know what they consider the bug. If it's the bug that they pop off, or it can blaze them on in the first place. I really like the blazing stuff on pistons part.
Actually, there is a bug report.
Yeah, I saw it.
MC 93.3.63.1, which is piston pop puff blocks on top when retracting.
It's Mango's request for bug of the week, by the way. Yeah. I really like Myron's reply to Mango mentioning that for bug of the week. He says, "I'm going to upvote that bug report because I would love to." Would love it if block 36 gets a solid top surface, which would be the simplest way to fix this bug. And if Mojang does something more complicated, I get more piston bugs. Oh. Yeah, like
they want to take
some
an
people
easy solution, but not this easy solution that's actually best one. They want to make something that they came up with themselves, and then it doesn't work good with other stuff, and then
with block 36 with top surface and spawnable, therefore, would be very interesting. And I think, like we talked a little bit about it in Ragu's stream the other day. But if you had that, then you could make very, very fast mob farms because they could spawn on it and then it would fall through because it doesn't have a collision hitbox and so on.
Yeah.
And then you could make either a cube, which might work depending on if the spawning area even starts in there. If not, you can just make layers or planes, like alternating with air blocks. That could work. But the most important part is that you get a block 36 generator for that, which I don't think we have. With that being said, on to the next comment. Oh right, comment that got marked as spam. Sheen points out that, for example, the mob spawning or the concept with the minecarts and detector rails and so on, all that stuff was known before. Stuff with falling sand, block entity, and so on. Yeah, like it's hard to know who did first. Like first time I saw it was when Panda Inspire showed it. Later on, I found out about Roby's videos and your video playing around with that, and I saw it was made earlier. So I don't know, like it's really hard to always get the right people credit because sometimes they have like very little coverage and so on, and it's hard to know that they exist.
and they name it differently, so if you search for it, you might not find it. That's
Also,
why you should
thanks for pointing out.
Always use about naming scheme.
This YouTube user, Goose or whatever it's called. He makes interesting stuff. I just checked it out. Also, he would like to see JV. I'm not sure if he said it already. Podcast again. He also would be willing to do a summary of Yeve's comments. Maybe Yeve should do that. That would be fun.
I can conclude that episodes 7 and 10 have no show notes whatsoever, whereas episodes
not
8,
7.
9, whereas episodes 8, 9, and 11 have sorely lacking show notes with very little links to no links, but notes. So I'm not sure. I think we shall count those as well, possibly. And there's also until episode 12. Starting from episode 12, I kind of standardized it, and from there on, everything is kind of alright. But I want
Before
up till
that, it
11,
was-
it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it was Sunday evening. Who will do what part? And press.
No, I think I did start doing it. I have folders for 3. Yeah, I did 3. I did 4, 5, 6. Then 7 I rendered and probably also did some description. And then starting from 12, I did everyone. Okay, that's that. Also, I'm working on the guests. So we have episode 15 with Mara and Jess. Episode 12 with Ultimate Redstone, which were both nominated. And apart from that, we also have some other ones. Do we count episodes with Yewe as one?
Yes.
Okay. So then we have episode 2 with the Pop Orb, episode 5 with Brightmore, episode 21 with Zycraft, episode 27 with Sharir and Marin. Then episodes, I think it goes straight into the Yewe stuff. Yeah, but it's not in there that Yewe joined. Dang it, when did Yewe join? That's problematic.
Really important and news we care about from Mojang.
They uploaded a video.
They uploaded a video. They also did some other stuff. First, we got a new
Pocket
Minecraft
edition.
version. Yay!
Yay.
1.8.9. Apparently only changes realm stuff, so I don't really care that much.
Yay.
Also, they uploaded more than one video even. They uploaded like 3 videos. One to announce Nintendo Wii U edition,
The
Which is
most
basi-
important Minecraft announcement ever.
which is something that like could be cool. Like the Wii U has this controller with a
Tablet.
touchscreen on tablet thing, yeah.
It has
And
a
you could
fat
maybe
tablet
display
on
the
it.
display the inventory on it. This was like the first idea that popped into my head, and apparently they're not doing that. So why? Also, they uploaded a trailer for Pocket and Windows 10 edition. I watched it. It was well, just shows off all the different features they have. There's Nether now, Redstone, and so on. But what I noticed was that they have this third person thing where it just show how the players walk around and do stuff, and they go kill some mobs. And it appears that they are recording in creative mode because none of the mobs are attacking them. They're just like slaying helpless mobs. I don't know. Somehow
Oh, they
stood
are
out to me.
recording it on
On the mobile device.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
actually I found that kind of impressive.
But
impressive,
why
sorry.
would they like
Why
play
would
in
that be
creative
impressive?
instead of
Well, because not that easy to like install recording software and we just like, how do
Um,
you I don't know.
I know my
and then the part which we
cousin
care about
records
there
the stuff
was a
on
new
his phone
snapshot.
and he just uses one app. There are apps for that, and it's also possible to connect it to the computer and then record your screen.
Well, anyway, there was a new snapshot 50A, and not a lot of interesting changes because they didn't even link bugs they fixed, and they're very cryptic as always. They added apparently some more sounds. Not sure what they are. More bugs are fixed. Yay! Totally clueless what they are.
Right.
Monsters try to avoid more dangerous things in the world. Maybe that's like not walking into cactuses as much anymore. Maybe something completely different. I have no clue. Working on to-do list from bottom to top now. Thanks, very helpful. And AI is even smarter, which I'm not quite sure what they changed because I haven't watched any snapshot videos this week.
I saw that a GIF where a spider was still walking around in circles. So apparently it's not smart enough.
Okay.
Or that's just what they define as smarter.
Also, the picture on the blog post shows a bunch of endermites and silverfish, so maybe they are not spinning as much anymore.
Maybe they finally noticed that there's something odd about the two mobs. But maybe that was just me, I don't know.
Maybe they actually like do stuff now.
No, like it's something odd about like the way they look.
Maybe.
Monsters also try to avoid more dangerous things in the world. That's not cool, I guess. Look, the mobs aren't going in deep into the cave because it's dangerous. You get it, enemy?
Also, I really like the sentence that they put in the blog post where it says, "We will eventually dedicate some time to look into the highest voted bugs, irrespective of their severity." Oh, I think I pronounced it last word wrong, but whatever. Like eventually, sometime into the highest voted stuff, not just like
Yes.
random stuff that's easy to fix.
Oh well. Also,
yeah,
we have the Pocket Edition
like
3. I'm
if
not
you're
sure if we
only
talked about it
fixing
already.
the easy stuff, you're doing it quite wrong. That's not how you game develop, Mojang. It's a really bad thing to do.
Do you guys know what they really changed in the new snapshot? I have no clue.
I have no clue either.
I don't look at snapshots because, yeah, what's interesting in it? Never update.
I think we'll update at some point
Okay,
probably, but for now, I'm waiting for the pre-releases, and then we can be like, oh fuck, they're actually keeping this in.
yeah, maybe if there's some interesting changes you guys found out, and well, let us know and so on.
I think I may just have found the most notable change so far, but they never mentioned it in the change logs, I think.
Then it must
Or-
be a bug.
Oh wait, actually no, I don't think it's that. No, okay. For a second I was afraid that they started using capital letters instead of lowercase letters in the snapshots code 15W50A, but in fact it's just the title font. Everything is capitalized in
Wow.
the title. So
Worst
it's
bug
alright.
ever.
Yes, it would be
Probably would
terrible
fix
if they
that
changed
before
the
hoppy
right time.
tubing.
we
Anyway,
made a bug report just about that. Snapshot is now named with capital letters.
well, people make bug reports about all kinds of things.
Well, we still need the bug report of the week for next week, so then like we went from 5 suggestions or something, or 4 to 1 in 1 week. So I think we'll have to start supplying ourselves with bug reports now from now on.
Well, I'm actually surprised that like people are actually sending them in because.
Okay, come on, it's a funny segment. It's a great
Yeah,
segment
no,
for a technical Minecraft
No,
podcast.
it's a wall.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's start talking about some stuff that was interesting this week. And there was a lot of seed-based stuff. I think first thing that happened was that Azelef published AMIDST 2. What is it called?
It's to the 48th.
2 to the 48th. That's how you pronounce it. Which does what exactly, Wout?
I don't know, like from what I can tell, it just does stuff with
It does
seeds,
stuff.
yeah.
Exactly, it does stuff with seeds.
Also, I know that the Java linear conventional generator from the Java random class has a period of 2 to the 48th. Yay.
Whoa.
So that's why you do that. Basically,
Pressing.
it only stores 48-bit seeds. The seeds in the 48-bit format. Well, actually, it stores them in the 64-bit format, but the first 16 bits are always 0. So yeah, that.
I think what it does is you provide the base seed and I think coordinates for your end portal, and it will find another seed with the same end portal, same amount of eyes in the end portal. I think that's what it does.
Okay.
And why is it interesting?
Because for speedruns.
Because finding seeds with high numbers of eyes is very hard, apparently.
Yes, because it's a 1 out of 10 chance.
1 out of 10 chance for each eye.
Actually, not exactly, because a float can only give so many values. Yeah, it needs to be larger than, I checked the code, it needs to be larger than 0.9, the result from a certain call of next float. And
I
next
also
float
know that, but I watched a video where it says that and didn't check the code.
Well, anyway,
What
I
if
can
your
check
boat
the
isn't
documentation.
floating?
Then you've got a
And
problem.
sinking, Niels, then it's sinking.
Oh, and then you have a sink. Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure if it's a float or a double. I think they use
It's a
most
float.
floats.
Float.
Or
How do you
Um,
know that for sure? Did
Because
they mention it?
yeah, it was mentioned in the explanation video.
But maybe like sometimes they also call double a float because it's also a floating point number technically.
Well, a double is actually a float. That's not wrong.
With
It's just really bad to do.
With they, I also mean Craft Dark at Azelef together, because they both published videos where they show the best end portal seeds, where they have 10, 11, and 12-eyed portals even. The problem with 12-eyed portals, as said earlier with the bug report that we missed, a bug fix that we missed in last week's snapshot, in 1.8, if you have 12 eyes in your portal when it generates, it doesn't work anymore, which is quite dumb. And apparently it's fixed in a 49 A, B, C snapshots,
I'm surprised he had no problem with this.
which is quite nice.
Like, aren't you guys surprised? Like, I would just think that they would just write a code that always avoids 12-eyed portals because, like Mojang being like, oh yeah, this is right, you guys deserve to have this. It doesn't seem like their general attitude.
Like the chances what, like 1 in some billion or 10 billion, 100 billion, something like that.
Well,
I
I think
think
one,
this-
one
one
out
with
of-
like 12 zeros something.
it's
The
roughly
60
1 to the 10 to the 10th. So, yeah, I guess 10 billion.
Yeah. So like I
Actually,
think
no,
if,
12. Sorry. So it's 1 out of 1 trillion.
yeah, even worse. Like if you manage to find that one seed, I think you deserve to get the 12-eyed portal.
Or if you're using a better naming scheme, then it's billion, not the whatever trillion thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay, long numbering.
Normal numbering.
Whatever. You guys have fun.
There actually was a video explaining how you find such portals, released by Crafted, and I made some notes to explain it, but I will probably just butcher it, so we'll just link it, and you guys can find out for yourself, so I don't spread wrong information or anything. But the things I took away from is that the amount of eyes the portal will have in the end has nothing to do with what spawns around the, like, all the stairways and libraries and so on. That's completely separate, and that the chance for every eye is 10% to spawn. And
Are you sure it's separate? Because I thought he actually said that, hey, we need to simulate the entire stronghold generation to get it right. Well, not the entire, but like at some point I think he said that you need to simulate a lot of stuff, and he just used Minecraft for that. He just used the Java classes.
but I think that's for something else.
Well, he said something like, but there's a problem. Which stronghold generated the portal room? By carefully reading the stronghold generation code, you will see that the portal room is generated after the main stairs, so it would require to predict the whole structure. Insane code to do. So instead of doing all that hard work myself, I let Minecraft do it. 3 classes must be modified. You can find what to add in the description. Mapgen structure, the Java structure.
Yeah, but
stronghold pieces,
the
Java.
room is separate from the eyes.
But then why do you care about the room? Just for the location?
I think so.
Okay, then I guess.
But because you also need a location to calculate the eyes. Maybe
I looked
it's
into
wrong.
the thing earlier, so I could maybe just find it.
Well, I'm not that good with all that math
pieces.
stuff, so
Structures and pieces.
maybe
Party stuff.
Yes, party stuff. Yay, party hard.
apparently party is a Dutch word for math or something.
Yes, exactly. I think you just got it there.
No. Party is an English word. In Nederland, in Dutch, we say feest.
Wiskunde isn't
Okay.
faced. Yes. Okay. I found the code.
Let's just get back to like actual podcasts.
You're right that you do
Thank-
use floats.
Yes, that's something I remembered correctly. Mango made a block event delay counter and also a 7-segment display for it, and both pretty useful. The 7-segment display is quite special because it's very, very fast. I think it takes it has a delay of 4 game ticks, or cooldown of 4 game ticks, which means you can display 5 separate numbers in 1 second, which is awesome.
You can almost make one of those stopwatch timers with
But for the
a
stopwatches,
millisecond.
You can make the game tick stopwatch even without a fast display, because only your clock needs to
Yes,
be accurate,
but
and the display updates
I know.
later on.
I know, but most of those I've seen the seconds do update, but the milliseconds do not update.
Until you stop
No,
it, yeah.
Yeah, not the milliseconds, but the 10th of a second. They only update in the end, and now it can update every 2.
Well, it would be almost accurate.
Double the speed, then
I don't think that's pretty hard. Also, like it has the piston tape. Like I think all of them, maybe almost all of them, use piston tapes. I know there's like some that use Redstone logic, but they're pretty big, like really big. And with all the moving blocks, it's quite laggy as well. Yeah, He showed that you could you'd use it as a flow meter to count how many items you produce, and I quite like the idea. I'm not sure if we have somewhere where we could use that, but
Implement it, for example, at the slime farm that you do not have to count it.
well, no, the
yourself,
storage
but
is already built and it wouldn't fit anywhere in there. But
Yeah,
maybe
but if you
maybe
would
if,
make it
some
now,
future stuff. Yeah,
you
I
could do
quite
it
like
for
the idea. I quite like the idea.
for the steak.
I think that's even faster, and having the thing like count all the time might be a bit laggy.
Nah, probably not.
Ah well.
You can always turn it off.
And then there also was an update for the replay mod and now supports shaders. So if you make time lapses or stuff like that, you can make them fancier now if you prefer shaders.
Yeah, shaders and also weird world thingies. I don't know what they're called, but the world looks like weird.
Yeah, you get shadows and stuff.
No, not shaders. It's the word is like a piece of paper that you're just folding.
What?
Have you seen the video
What video?
from Crush Pixel?
Yeah.
So, Crash Pixel, I just have one feature request. Continuous saving. I don't care what it takes. I just want continuous saving.
Hey. I already made that request on the forums and I think they responded something.
What did they respond?
Let me
Okay, while you guys find it out, also quickly mention Dean found out that you can get into ghost mode if you're in a boat and push yourself through an end gateway. Not quite sure where that's really useful, but nice. Apparently it doesn't work with like boats in other portals, so it's kind of limited, but still nice to have. Then Myron made some cool videos. First one was about block events, where he explains how theoretic chaining works, I guess.
Theoretics are weird. Basically,
Well,
they can power pistons and a lot of power other pistons.
like,
Yay.
not that weird. Like, if you look at it, it seems quite logical after you know how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first part of the video. I was just quite impressed when he actually showed, hey, here is the way how I can like make an adder and stuff, and I was like, it's really cool. And I started thinking about, hey, maybe we can actually make like instant adders with this, which are smaller than Pi's instant adder. And then I got distracted, and I felt like didn't feel like watching the video anymore. That's me watching videos. Yay.
And he also made a video about how ghost block generators work and block modification packets work and why that's basically why ghost block generators work. And the thing that you need for ghost block generators are those one-tick desyncs and the fact that the client also calculates piston action separate from the server. And basically what happens is within the ticks, different stuff gets processed, like player requests, tile ticks, random updates, then come block modification packets, then later on come the piston stuff and entities and tick tile entities or something. Maybe I missed something, but I think they're all at least right. And the important part is that the piston stuff comes after block modification packet. So if something happens server side, where, for example, you what's a good example? He showed one ghost block generator with unmovable stuff. For example, when you break the unmovable stuff, and break it with a piston action, then the server doesn't tell the client yet, and the client thinks it's still there, and it cannot extend a piston, and therefore it can be pushed. And on client side, where server side, piston would extend because the unmovable block isn't there anymore, and then you get a ghost block, for example. Yeah. What do you guys say? I'm talking so much now. Maybe something else I can quickly mention. We talked about Nathan Ryan when the
but the animal
item elevator behavior changed, and he made a series, like I think 9 parts, about how to build 1.9 item elevators. And it was quite
9-part series.
Yeah, seriously. with all the different elements you need, like the blocker and the activator, and it was I watched it. It was quite interesting. How many variations you could build with that, and he put a lot of thought in that. And he just now started a new series where he explains water fluid behavior and so on. So maybe just point that out.
And what part is it? Because I don't see anything about fluids. Oh, Macard Liquids, part 1 introduction, you mean that one?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Liquids. Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you have something, or?
Actually, not really. Now I look at the list.
Okay. Then Mango showed more translocator elevators. The problem was that they changed translocators to where they're less reliable because
stuff
because
like being
Mojang,
They
reliable and
were
consistent.
changing because they were changing player packets.
good job Mojang, you made it worse.
They're trying to make things good, but yeah, hard.
Well,
Enemy would say DFIU.
don't f it up. Basically, he managed to make it work better by how we make other player elevators better. We use minecarts and horses. With minecarts, you have a small hitbox and you need a piston every second block. Therefore, you get 40 meters a second. And with horses, you have a higher hitbox and can achieve 60 blocks per second. Which
Yeah, but
was
you have to deal with a
the
horse.
normal one with where it still was reliable. So
What's wrong with dealing with a horse? It's just you sit on it, that's it.
And then you
Yeah.
have to like ride it to the other piston. Such.
yeah, you have to ride so it falls back down, but that's not that hard.
Can be automated.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
No, it isn't. Yeah. So, quite nice fix. If we ever update, we'll probably use those or variation of those. He also improved his other elevator, his minecart elevator for 1.8. That's like not that fast, but 100% reliable and so on. It's one wide tile, not quite tileable. It's like one wide and two wide tileable. Like you need the air block in between, otherwise the redstone and so on. Yeah, just wanted to mention that as well. Where are we? Then
I think we're in the mango section.
okay.
I think the mango section may just be over. Did we also discuss the second segment display and the blocky event delay counter?
Yeah.
We discussed a lot of stuff very quickly. I can barely
Yeah.
keep up.
Yeah.
What is typing and typing?
While the block event delay counter basically counts block event delay, so I don't think there's a lot
Thanks for the
too much
information.
to talk about. So yeah.
Well, if there's not too much to talk about, we usually don't mention it. So, oh well.
Well, it was kind of used as an introduction to the segments display, which I had something to say about, and yeah. Last thing I have on my list for this week is the tutorial Ray made for his breeder and some tests that he made with different breeder designs and so on. And basically, what he does is he has a breeder and he has he separates the villagers instead of having it all in one spot, which is, I think, the Unibit design or what we did up to until people made breeders way don't do that. Yes, it's
Most breeders have.
yeah, most
done
breeders
stuff.
up to now had that. I think Mango was the first one who made breeder that didn't have them like that. Might be wrong. I guess always can correct that
Probably.
as well.
In
no,
the
but
beginning, some people did just.
he did some
large
tests with
like
different
long
amounts
ago.
of villagers and so on. And what was interesting that at a smaller scale, if you have two villagers, two breeders basically, then it worked. But at bigger scales, somehow the villages merged, and therefore the efficiency went down as well. I don't know, maybe repeating the test with more distance between the between the two breeders, and you would keep up the efficiency probably. And yeah, I think he had a version with 300 villagers and 2.4, if I'm not mistaken, baby villagers per parent villager per hour. So it's like 700, 800 something villagers per hour, which is quite a lot, to say the least.
I don't know what to compare it to because I have no clue
Well, I
what the
think
other ones would
the
generate.
the Unibit quote unquote design did it have it basically stayed at 100 to 150 villagers an hour all the time. Like if you had 20 villagers compared to 100 villagers, like it was almost the same output. But maybe the number for the Unibit one is wrong. I don't quite remember. Yeah. Guys.
Yes. You saw everything from me. Don't expect me to now have like comments.
Well, what do you guys think about all the stuff I so quickly talked about?
I don't know.
Waffles.
Like I haven't only watched half of
Exactly.
it, so I'm sorry. I thought the
That's
block events were pretty cool, and maybe we can make a fast instant adder with that. Speaking of instant adders, I should have linked Pi's instant adder. Instant 8-bit adder, right? The video is actually 1.5 years old, but it's pretty fancy that he made that. Well,
The Wii U, it's also 3 years old, and only now
no,
Minecraft comes
1.5
to it.
years old, not
1.5.
3. I'm talking about Pi's adder.
No, yeah, that one, but
I
now
fear.
it's some. Yeah, the Wii U. I read somewhere that it's 3 years old already.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel
time
like
goes
that.
fast. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Adding a game to it now, if it really will get lots of attention, then I don't know.
Well,
I
I
don't use
guess
consoles.
it just shows to us that Mojang just wants to make profit now. They don't really. Of course, they care about keeping the game updated and so on, but it's to me it doesn't feel like back in the early days anymore when it was not. And it's like, oh yeah, I added snowman because I like snowman. Yeah, now it's just like money, and
Well, I mean, it's been a company for a long time, so I think it's always played part. But like now, I guess it plays more of a part because in the past, like they were making enough money, like, and I mean
yeah,
more
like
than the 30 of
they're
them.
not making any less money now. Like
Yeah, but
Minecraft
now
sales
like
are
now
still
it first goes to
going
Microsoft and then
strong
they
and
get their
so on.
salaries. So, but Microsoft always want more, of course, because they're a pretty large scale company. They want to expand. Whereas
Isn't it?
Mojang earlier was basically just a smaller company, which felt like, well, we have 50 people and we're getting like this 2 million per year or something. I think we're doing fine. I don't know. Like I'm just guessing, but
Back in the early days, it was really small, and yeah, they need to expand, and now it's already quite a recent size and such.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what's next, like handhelds, Nintendo handhelds, and so on.
like I don't think
Like,
it's an issue for us. But like
of course, it's not an issue or anything.
If they
It's just
if they
like
add cool stuff, then the enemy will enjoy it more, and then enemy will buy more bots and more money for them.
of course, yes.
So
no, I
hint.
guess it's only like just this week when they announced the Wii U edition, which I don't expect. No, I think no one expected really, right? Because
No.
Wii U is like such a unused console by now.
well, I know people that
least-
use it. Like Nintendo fans use it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yes,
the
but
Nintendo
I
consoles
think
are just about its first parties.
the word Nintendo fan that explains it. It's for someone who will buy anything from the Nintendo. If you say PlayStation fan, I think they have a PlayStation because
Well,
it says PlayStation fan.
I guess what I
Naming.
was trying to say is that only just now when they announced the Wii U version, like I was realizing how much they're like optimizing for profit nowadays, like story mode, all the console versions, Windows 10 version, all of that, and
Well, I don't think that's too new, but yeah.
well, yeah,
I mean,
no, of course it's not too new, but I didn't
Well,
realize
they
it
are
before that much. Before it was
Well,
like,
they are
oh
acquired
yeah,
by Microsoft, so yeah, they were for profit before, and now they're more for profit, or for more profit. As well,
more
if you
profit.
want.
Oh well.
so
Yes, have
for
you
me it
already
was
figured out?
always like PC edition and technical stuff, and never really
Never
like
update.
looked at it, like what they're doing to like. They're making all the console versions. They're making Wii U version. Hard to say somehow.
Pocket Edition.
they have Pocket Edition. They made story mode. They have weird merchandise, Lego, and all kinds of stuff. Like, yeah, maybe that's why they don't care that much about hopper duping. Have other stuff to care about.
PC version is just one department. One.
Just happens to be the biggest one, but
And
Pocket Edition
PC
actually
is,
is,
yeah,
is a
Pocket
bigger
Edition
platform.
Is way bigger.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't ask me why,
over
but people
20
for some
million.
reason feel like creating a world on there. Like I don't get what's up with Pocket Edition servers.
It's awkward playing Pocket Edition.
Like I don't get it. Like if you want to play Pocket Edition, okay, fine. But like you start a world, you open it, you play for half an hour while you're on the bus, and then you leave the world forever, right?
No.
Well,
Whenever
in fact,
your
on PC.
grandma's birthday, you play it.
For 5 hours.
No, it's like every day
Yes,
you go on the bus and then you play every day like until your bus arrives or something. That's how people play apparently, and then they make
I'm
nice
never in the-
houses.
I'm
And
never
apparently,
in the bus.
yeah, well, me neither, but that's how I would assume Pocket
I
Edition people
use,
would play it.
an-
Like, I
an-
don't think people come home and they sit down
On
with
the
their
couch.
phone on the couch.
Yeah, see, like I don't
and
get
they
it. Like
play Pocket
if you're
Edition
gonna
for
do that,
hours.
if you can do it for a long time, I would
I
just
just
think
don't see that.
But
Like,
Yeah.
maybe there's someone out there who plays Pocket Edition for hours on the couch. Like, everything is fine with you. Like, but maybe you want to like play PC Edition if you can.
I actually thought of doing that back when I still had like rules about my PC time and stuff. But no, in the end I never
Like-
bought the Pocket Edition.
Yeah, like
Pocket Edition is cheaper. It's like €5 in the App Store,
Really?
and
Okay.
yeah, and the
Well, for
PC
an app, that's
version is
actually
19.
And there's also a free
95.
version, but you can't like you can't save worlds and stuff. So
Yeah, free
Not too
version
interesting.
is more like yeah, it's for testing. Oh yeah, I like it, and then when you actually like it, you have to download another app.
yeah, I mean that's usually the idea of free trials. So
With anything with a free trial, it's always like either you have two apps and one app, and then you have to download the other one. That's kind of weird, I think. Or you have to do it as an in-app purchase. There's also
I actually like the in-app purchase thing.
yeah, it's
better.
better than the other
Like
one, but it's
what I
still
would
like
really like. What I would really like is for all games to just have accounts. Why should you pay for a same game twice? Doesn't make sense. Why do
Because
you
then
have to
people
pay
make
for
more
Super
money.
Hexagon on PC and on mobile? No,
well,
don't. That's annoying.
Well, that's people
It's
who
annoying that I have to
buy
pay. Mhm.
PlayStation 2 games for PlayStation 4, even though they have PlayStation 2 games in their shelf already. Like,
And then only listen to the soundtrack.
shut up, Niels. Yeah, it's maximizes profit. Like, why else you put a old game
It's
on a new
really
platform? Like, sure, as a consumer, you might not like buying the same game twice, but on the other hand, if you want to play it that much on the different platform, you will probably buy it.
Problem with that, I would say, is if you have to make an account for it, it's too much hassle. And if you want to do the in-app purchase stuff, then it's basically one price, and you cannot say,
Like
"Oh yeah,
what I don't
this
like
person
is
has it already, and this person doesn't."
what I especially don't like is that maybe you own an iPad and an Android phone, and if you want to play Pocket Edition on both, you have to buy it twice because App Store and Play Store.
Yeah,
I really don't like that.
luckily I don't have to deal with that. That's also one of the things with switching between between an iOS and Android thing. There's a cost of switching.
I do not own that many paid apps.
Out, I know,
so-
I know.
but
Yeah.
I know I wasn't listening.
Oh.
And most
Sorry.
of the apps that I actually own are Android centric. For example, I have Power Amp. It's a really nice music player for Android, and I do not know if it's available on iOS.
Do we
Probably
really want
some
to make
kind
this
of
about apps now?
We're just talking
Oh.
about monetization of games, specifically Minecraft. For silence.
Yeah, but having a app where you when you download the app and the first thing you have to do is make an account. I don't like that. If I download the app,
Maybe
I
have it
expect-
tied to your email,
no, I have
like the email that you use to sign up with either your Google account or your Apple ID.
yeah, making another account for it. It's like, why?
Well,
if
your,
I
your
download
apps,
the
your
app,
apps are connected with your ID, so that's why you can
Yeah.
download it on phone and get it on your tablet if you use the same ID there, or separate
Yeah.
phones or something.
I
Yeah.
only bought TeamSpeak once for my iPad, and then on my phone it was free. I already bought it.
Yes.
Yeah, so
But in an app, and the first thing you have to do is make an account. It's a couple of apps.
No.
Okay, I just deleted it because I didn't want to do that. It's too much work.
So much work. Oh no.
And then I cannot add it to the iCloud keychain and stuff. But yeah, if you cannot really have it, or if you buy it at something at one store, the other store give it out for free. The only way to do that is via an account, because I don't think Apple and Google will make an agreement or something like that. Yeah, and an account that's like, ugh,
Like,
not
ugh.
a fan of
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
totally, Niels.
yeah, totally.
Really, like an account, now that I think about it, means another rapist privacy policy to agree.
Yes, exactly. Every time in privacy policy, you have to click agree, and then
you have to
Sometimes-
read all of it.
yes. Actually, sometimes
Seriously,
I read part
when
of it.
AI is strong, I want someone to make a Chrome extension that minimizes ULOs and stuff like that into bullet points.
Whenever some of those messages come up, I do not want to click on OK or I agree or something. I want to have it just go on.
Like seriously,
It's the idea of them
companies-
that you have agreed to them. Like,
We
and
should-
then
No,
that you
but
we
I
should
did not
have a
want to
law.
agree on them.
Yeah,
don't
but
agree.
hey,
We should
you
have
don't
law.
want to, but you have to. That's the whole point.
No, you
Well,
don't
I-
have to. You can just not agree and then
Well,
don't
I-
use
I
that
blocked the
software if you
cookies.
don't
Yes,
like
and then
it.
you can't use the service. Like,
Yeah. If
I-
you don't like it, don't use it.
Easy.
So
In
easy as-
Chrome and Firefox.
yeah, I
and
mean it's
all of
a
those
choice,
things,
but it's
you
not a
can
nice
just
choice.
block the cookies. Blocking cookies is great. Then Facebook doesn't know on what
Also,
side you
Niels,
are.
it's not Spock's birthday.
Or you could just not use Facebook.
I don't use it.
I work a little bit on our mushroom perimeter. Well, yeah, we dug a bit of mountains away because
Fun.
yeah, they're in the way, and currently we're working a bit on water removal. For yeah, Niels wants a nice shape instead of just making a hole where the farm is in. Dig a bit more so we have a nice shape. Make Niels happy, and
Makes me happy.
and for
we are
that
going
we
to
have
make
to
a
move some
DDC
water,
DG.
which is
Yeah.
gonna make what?
G. Dodecagon.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it would look too much like a circle, but it actually looks quite nice from on top.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I didn't have to learn any new angles to build. It's the same angle. It's a 60-degree angle, just like at the hexagon.
Yay. Yeah. What did you guys do this week?
I did marking out the perimeter on Monday. Streamed it a bit. You were there. So, not us. Digging.
I feel like
the
this is part of
mountains.
every week with you guys, to be honest.
Digging. No, not every week. Last week I didn't dig. did I?
Crafting and digging and.
Oh, of course I crafted this week as well.
But crafting, that's like eating for you. You do that always. You cannot survive without it.
That's not
I've been
true.
doing fine for like the past week.
But maybe you should mention
And water removal.
maybe you should mention the stuff that you did with the server and stuff that I can craft more.
I upgraded the server. Use a Node.js.
Oh, yay!
Oh yeah, that was also quite fun. He updated the server and the server crashed and I couldn't log in because the port changed for the web interface.
Yeah,
Thanks, Niels.
no problem.
Oh,
Yeah, but
You should just not crash it.
well, I didn't do anything. It just like went worse and worse and crashed.
This is
no, it didn't. It couldn't have been my mistake.
No,
How is it
like I
really
was like
possible?
just I logged on, went to the slime perimeter, wanted to start crafting, and effects went out, and they came back, and they ran out again. It took longer, and they came back. Then they went out again, and then they didn't come back, and the server crashed.
The server's mind just didn't understand it, and it just did.
Of
And
course.
guys, before you say it's too many entities, it's not. It's like 5 double chests with entities. That's like standard. Never crashes that.
And it's stacked.
Yeah, and it's stacked.
5 times 54 entities.
It's 250, and yeah, that's nothing.
270.
Still a lot,
Well.
I guess. Oh well.
Still not a lot.
And the player.
Yeah, and then
And
there's
and
slime,
the chests.
and then there's a mob cap with slimes. Yeah, but still. Continue. What did you do this week?
Niels?
Oh, I know. What else did I do?
Hmm?
Not much interesting, I think. I built Moses.
Good job.
You be stay tuned.
Stay tuned for like
Did
the
you
next
build
10
Moses
episodes.
or Moses?
No, Moses.
Actually, the correct plural is also Moses, according to Ground. So
Yeah, and he
I
named
like
the machine like that.
Moses.
Well, I like to call this cookie the plural of that cookie at the e.
oh yeah, and you're also
Yes.
weird.
Yes, but that's not how it's spelled. So yeah,
Still, I
it's
like.
cookies.
I like the
not
Moses.
cookie. Wrong.
So basically, you're doing background footage on request for Yewe.
No, he said that was his favorite background edition. I had to do Moses anyway, so.
Wow.
Okay, Raph, what did you do this week?
I didn't do much interesting actually. Yeah, I didn't do much interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Wout.
What did Wout do?
I think we should also
What did
discuss
you
last
not
week.
do this week? The second half of this week.
I didn't do a lot of things, like I barely
What
did any
didn't you
Suntech.
do the second half of the year?
I don't even know what you're talking about, but
He
What
didn't
site
spam
did
my
you
Twitter.
visit?
let's just discuss the past 2 weeks because we haven't done it last time, and I don't think
Oh,
that's
yeah,
fairly
right.
unfair. So, and since you guys already covered your part, you don't get to say any more. It sucks to be.
I also don't even know what I did last week.
Yeah, me neither. Dang. Oh well.
Worth it.
I still want to feel like I get to talk more than you guys though, because that means I'm more important. All right, last week I made an
You
assignment.
already did.
Last
Go on.
week I didn't my assignment for AI, so that's why I was busy.
I
Yes. Constraint processing using look ahead checking
You have
and
bullshit
discussion of
classes.
dynamic searching agents. Also, Samuel Jack returns to Cartoon Network. I'm just going through my browser history.
next.
Yeah, so that's fun. No, I didn't want to remove this video. Oh, I can get to it later on. So I'll link to that article as well. What other stuff did I do? In Wout's Anime Corner from last week, we
Wow,
have
anime
Ghost
wow.
Stories, which is basically not well, it's an anime technically. It's like this old thing from the 2000 or something. It's not that well drawn, or music is also alright, I guess. But the thing is basically that the anime was really unpopular in Japan because it sucked. And then the Americans, for some reason, still got licensed by an American company for dub. And then like the dub creators were given it, and they were told 3 things: they can't change the names of the characters, they can't change the ways the ghosts are banished, and something else. So basically, they can change almost anything. And did it. So yeah, like,
Now it's
basically
better.
it's basically like one of these abridged series where online, where they take an anime and they just completely dub over it and turn it into a piece of comedy. And that's
So you're saying
some
anime
depths are
is
funny.
not comedy. So
Yes.
you're saying anime is boring.
Well, no, that's
Okay.
I think Angel Beats is actually a fairly funny anime, but like I think this one is pretty funny. Like I don't know, like there's this, for example, there's this girl who I don't know how she is in the Japanese version, but she's like really devout Christian in the American version, And like at some point, she just starts randomly talking about. She always randomly starts talking about Jesus and this and that. And some point she's like, "Oh yeah, I met her at the homosexual Exodus camp," and blah blah. Like, I don't know. I just think it's funny.
Did you do anything Minecraft related this week?
Yes,
Wout?
I also did. Actually, I started doing working today on the falling sand acceleration theory, which
On
is
the what tag?
falling sand acceleration theory, which
Tag.
I should have been working from for a longer time, but I was too lazy. So there you go.
So
And the result
we
is that I
went
think
from tech to theory. Okay.
no, it is theory because I'm just looking into theory
Did
behind.
you want to hear my theory about falling sand?
Yes.
False.
It falls downwards.
No kidding. I went like a precise calculations. And the answer, so basically I was looking into some stuff surrounding like how did it work, and I made some nice plots with using plots, and I was doing some experiments. And like an hour ago when you started recording the podcast, and I couldn't find a good explanation as to how this whole thing worked. And then I just looked into the code right now, and I found the 4 lines which kind of explain everything. So along signs, and I think my video will kind of be along those lines as well. But yeah, we'll see. So basically, that'll be that, and I'll start. It will be. I just have a bunch of pictures, and I'll just use those to make a video with. I think I'll write a script maybe tonight, probably not. And yeah, that'll be that. Also, I did linear algebra today. Very interesting. So I also did so last week.
Is it Minecraft related or?
Yes, I forget everything is linear algebra, like factors and stuff. It's really you can
Oh yeah.
look at a lot of stuff
everything is,
you can look at a lot of things and somehow find a vector space surrounding it. Really cool. And then like they find find the dimension of that vector space and that kind of stuff. It's really amazing, you see. Ghost or no. I need to find this anime and to link it. Anime.
You can find it later.
No, I need to link it right now, else I forget. Alright.
I don't mind.
Yeah, you don't you don't mind. No kidding. No thanks. So we need to put that here. And that's that. And then I think I can go through here again. And was there anything useful this week? Not really. Some TRQ stuff I can tell from last week. Politics. Alright, and I also stopped using Twitter in the past 4 days.
Where did you get that idea from?
Where I got that idea from? Well, I've seen
The
other
internet.
people. I guess I would say a video by John Green, probably. John Green. It's a couple months old, but he watched it earlier this week, and I was like, maybe I should actually try it for Twitter, not in general, but oh well. I'll link to the video.
And what are your
Experiences.
first experiences?
Well, actually, like I as I expected, I have the reflex to go on Twitter whenever I start my Firefox. Like I actually today I didn't mess it up yet, but on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I messed it up by going to Twitter once actually for like 5 seconds. I'm like crap. How did I get here? Alright, I started Firefox and then I just
Why don't you add twitter.com as a to your
blocked the
firewall?
thing. Well, because I don't mind like going into it for 5 seconds. I think it's just interesting. Oh well. Anyway, I didn't do that today yet. So I feel like I haven't
Or
really
why
been
don't you
bothered too much
remove
today.
your entire browser from your PC or something?
Yeah, just delete the internet word.
Yes. No.
Close up the internet.
Actually, because you mentioned it, I switched my phone providers, and doing that I was like over a week without mobile internet, and it made me realize how like almost everything I do on my phone is like internet related now, and yeah, not having that was quite interesting.
Yeah, what else do you do on your phone? You check Twitter, or you
Like
watch
emails.
a YouTube
You
video
call
when
people,
you're
you
bored.
play
Big Sky,
Snake.
Emails.
You play Snake.
9gag and Alien Blue, and that's all. Yeah, well, you have a Nokia phone, you can play Snake and nothing else.
I don't even.
I can
have
also play in
Snake.
Beach Rally and Sudoku.
Good for you. I actually played Unblock Me, which is a very, very old iPhone game. And I played like...
It's like from 2011.
Do you
No,
have a game
no,
on your
it's
phone?
It's
What?
it's actually like older than that, I think.
Oh my god.
Like 2010.
Maybe 2008 or something. And it was like one of the first iOS games that I know of. It's yeah, like I have the free version, and the free version has so many levels. It's like ridiculous. I know there's like 12 expansions or something that came with updates over time, and I made like 1600 of those stupid unblock me puzzles by now, and yeah.
I don't have any games
And,
on my phone.
and I'm still at the beginner level. I checked there's like 7,000 beginner levels and then like another 5,000 medium levels and then 3,000 expert and then.
How long does it take to solve one of those levels? Is it like half a minute or?
Depending on the level, like
Depends on your stupidity
yeah,
level.
like normally
Within half an hour.
yes, of course. Like from the beginner ones, they're quite easy. Like once you get hang of it. So for me, usually around like 10 seconds to half a minute. But still, 1600 is.
But you have to get all the stars and such.
No, it's like you just have to get the red block out, like unblock me.
I know. I
Yeah.
played it.
There's nothing with stars there. Well, yeah. But yeah, that's all. I did this in last week, so maybe we can wrap it up.
No, because I still haven't mentioned that. In fact, out of if you have 2 to the 21st to the 24th values, from ranging from 0.0 to just below 1, then only 0.90000356762. Actually, that's going to be the amount of ones which are not going to be above 0.9. So in fact, your chances are a little bit below 10%. That's not accounting for floating points rounding, but I don't think it should be an issue considering it's all. Actually, I don't know. It could be. Oh well. Someone else can figure that out, but I think this should be pretty close to the actual chance. So yeah, people, it's actually just a bit hard to get them 1 out of a trillion. Oh no. Important, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes,
So
thanks for the additional information. That was very important to the discussion.
yes. Now I think we should discuss the TRQ awards again. We got a bunch of nominations from people now, and I think we may just have to. I think Niels
Have a
will.
short list.
I think Niels gets where I'm going. So first of all, what was your favorite background footage? We have 51, 52, 7, and for spawn footage, I only found 49. Then I only checked like 20 episodes, but I think we maybe should just go with that one. And then one other one, favorite background footage. If I get to nominate one, I want to nominate 11.
Why did you get to nominate one?
Okay. Well, for this question at
You
least.
didn't put it in the comments, so too late.
Actually, no. I will nominate 12.
Why are you allowed to nominate something?
Well, because I'm just
I
like
want to
those people.
nominate 53.
Then I can just
Yes.
nominate everyone here. Can just nominate stuff.
No, but like
and-
we need one more for a short list of 5. So I think 12 is alright. If you look at the intro, you just need to like watch 1 second, and
Yeah,
then you can see
whatever.
hashtag blame Nails. So I think that's a good one. Then, which episode had the best guests? Well, I guess rather like which episode was most interesting.
How should you do voting?
We're gonna do some alternative votes, smart stuff.
Good
Yeah, yeah.
vote. Good vote.
Oh yeah, so basically we should discuss that. You can vote for any thing on the shortlists, but basically you should rank the your
Maybe
choices.
should I do
Wow.
like a form, a G form, where you can basically.
But then we don't like people could vote twice and stuff.
No. You have to put in the name.
Yeah, but then they'll go and put a stupid name. People are going to be more inclined to enter 2 names there than to make a whole new YouTube account.
Blame Wout and blame Wout 2.
Look in the description on how to vote.
Enemy underscore bot underscore 1 enemy underscore bot underscore 2.
Yeah, so basically for the voting, just for each question, very clearly state the question you're answering to, and then actually
No,
I'll make
it's not a question. It's an award. The award for.
No, like
Yes,
just,
okay, the
just
awards.
Make it, just make it like a
I'll
straw
make
poll
a
where you pick
template, and you
that's
guys can
it.
copy that into your comments. So
How-
basically,
how about this? That we will put a link there, and it's like a straw poll or something. You guys
No,
can
no,
pick
no,
whatever
not
you
straw
want.
poll. Straw poll is
No.
very easy to
No,
cheat.
like but in a Google
No.
form way thing.
Also, straw poll is first
it's,
past. Well, not first past first.
a
It's one
poll,
vote.
and you guys can answer.
Straw
it if
poll
you
is one
want, and
vote
then
per
we get-
person. We want to use alternative votes.
Everyone can vote on everything. If they want.
Why would that
Oh, you're right,
help?
actually it's not one vote, but anyway, look, we're gonna use a ranking system, alternative vote. So people, you say which one you like the most.
Why are you making such
If you have a
big
second
thing
choice,
out?
you also mention that one. If you have a third choice, also mention that one, and so forth and so on. If you have ones you're unsure about, just put them in there, and we can still work with that. Like if you only have 3 choices and you don't care about the others, just do 1, 2, 3, and that's also fine.
If you only care about the first one, then only put the first one in.
Yes. Okay.
And,
So that's the
if
voting
you
system.
don't
Yes, everyone
care
ignored
about all
enemy.
this
Don't.
complicated voting stuff, and just vote for the first one up all the time, and we'll see how that influences the total.
But then if you want to vote, then people are going to vote strategically because like I really want to win, but I don't think it's gonna make it because it's too extremist on the right wing. Sorry, I like the. I don't know how to.
There's not even enough
Wout,
options that you
Wout,
need
Wout,
alternative
Wout.
voting. Come on, like
Wout,
Wout, do the
Wout.
Yes,
outro.
Niels.
Do the
No,
outro.
No, wait, don't do that. I think instead of you trying to explain it now, way better than let someone else explain it. Not
Okay, I'll
hinting
link to the
anything.
video. CVP Grey alternative vote.
Okay, with that being said,
No, the voucher isn't here yet. We still have to mention the options.
well, you
Alternative
can
vote
click the link and
explained.
you will see all the options.
Uh,
Why-
okay, fine. We'll figure out all of the option. We'll figure out 5 options for each one by the
Look
time this
at
time goes up.
the description.
Yes, and we'll also figure out the voting form. So you need to go there to find the options and then vote. All right.
You totally need to do that, otherwise you cannot
Okay,
do
and we'll
anything
discuss
else.
right after the podcast which options we have for each one. So
Wout,
yeah,
that's
that will be
everything.
yes.
I think you can do the outro.
Okay, so this time on the outro, please vote on the TRQ award, so we don't have like one vote for each category. Also, there's still question 9 and 10 from the outro questions quotes,
But
which
no one
are
broke
open.
into your house yet to find out, right?
You don't have to. It's a Dutch book and probably
Ye-
sold like 10,000 copies. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yeah, and you don't even know what book that is.
I know
like-
what book it is. I'm not telling you.
Yeah, like how would someone who doesn't know it find out what Dutch book
It's a
with
Dutch
10,000
book,
copies
and you can
sold?
kind of tell the target
10,000
audience
copies is
by
not
the
that
by the
many.
writing style. So I think that's something.
Well,
And you can maybe it's a book about chestnut trees or about snow, for example.
yeah, maybe it's gardening tips with Wout.
I can tell you it's
Yeah.
not a quote from me or my neighbor. In case I suggested
Okay.
that. It's actually from a book from an actual Dutch publisher, an actual Dutch author.
Okay, I still don't think no one will answer it. But
I also don't think so, but I think that's the beauty about it. Maybe if you look at the content of the quote and the context of the book, of it within the book.
oh, well, and first you would need the book to get the context.
Yeah,
But well,
I'm the only person who sees the beauty in the quote and its position, which will probably stay there forever.
very good for you, Wout.
Yes.
Can we get to the part where we say
The
goodbye?
quote about memories and then how stuff can disappear and stay and stuff, and look at it. This is probably gonna stay here forever, as long as we do the podcast at least.
Okay.
And that'll be it for the voucher, I think. So please vote. See ya, guys.
See you next week.
Bye.